Welcome to my video essay. Today we will dive into Spielberg's remarkable ability to deal with the traumatic loss of authority in his films, with a special focus on his iconic work E.T. Join us to explore how Spielberg's masterful storytelling transformed this subject into a powerful narrative that has captured the hearts of audiences around the world. In E.T., Spielberg presents a traumatic world centered on the loss of authority. It tells a story about Elliot and his siblings, who are struggling to cope with the pain and lack of authority caused by their parents' divorce, presenting a poignant image where children have to deal with complexity in life independently and become vulnerable and disempowered because they don't have their father's guidance. The film begins with a strong fear palette characterized by typical Spielberg-style horror atmosphere, where an alien spacecraft lands on the Earth and the alien accidentally dies in the dark. Amid this chaos, a near-invisible alien breaks into a backyard shade of a suburban California home, attracting the attention of young son of a broken family. Through this scene, Spielberg articulates a family estrangement and presents a legitimate fear of strange foreign object. The mother is still adjusting to the divorce. The brother is cruel and reckless, and Elliot, despite the risks, is attracted to the alien. Elliot has an enter sign on his door, indicating he actively seeks friendships. In short, the film revolves around the pilot of E.T. witness Elliot's decision to run away from an authority figure, establishing a special bond between the boy and E.T. As an excellent storyteller, Spielberg possesses storytelling skills that are crucial for drawing the audience to the narrative. One of the distinctive methods is to cast the children as protagonists, as they often serve as a lens through which the audience can sympathize with the feeling of vulnerability and loss of authority. In addition, Spielberg definitely captured the essence of childhood and the universal experience that accompany it, making it easier for the viewer to resonate with the story. My claim one is loss of the family authority and the re-establishment of the family unit. The film depicts divorced families as the rule as the absent father, as example of changes in the family structure and the loss of authority. Elliot, who is 10 years old, makes an violent effort to convince his mom, brother, and sister that he has discovered an alien in the backyard of the suburb home. However, no one believes him, causing him to become angry and hurt.
But Mom, it was real. I swear. Don't douchebag talk in my...
These early scenes show that the tension and the disconnection between family members, especially the conflict between Elliot and his brother, is an important family scene early on, with Michael snapping at Elliot. Why don't you grow up? Think of others changing. Think of others is the core of the idea of the E.T. That's why it has been moving audience to the tears for 40 years. As a child from a divorced family, Spielberg is dedicated to deeply portraying the emotion struggles of the divorced family and the children facing the loss of family authority through this film. He displays the unique emotion sensitivity and vulnerability of children and their experience with the world. Especially Spielberg's convinced a work of science fiction in which Elliot grew up at an alarming rate. Elliot and his sister form a new emotion bond by caring for and protecting E.T. after the alien arrive, which represents a response to their family authority. This bond is first set up when they begin to fall asleep, as if discovering one another is the only way for two people to truly achieve similarity. However, Elliot faces rejection and mockery when aliens become the government's targets, further emphasizing the importance of family and the relation and the friendship. Overall, the film represents a complex and moving interplay between family relationships, friendships, and individual growth. My second claim is children's confrontation with external authority. E.T. represents the outside world and the unknown force that challenges the authority of all adults and the government. Although this seems is not permanent in the most of the film scenes, the threats that the state proposed to their friendship is evident in the scenes at school. For example, when Elliot and the E.T. are in the class, Elliot is asked to desist a frog while E.T. explores the refrigerator and changes their lunch choice. Elliot's deliberation of the frog shadows his later effort to free the aliens from the scientists again because he's learning to care about things other than himself. The curious, weird little creature gently crashes into a cupboard and channels the images of suffer, which is a comic trait in and itself as if he's on a crash course in becoming an American.
Man from outer space, and we're taking him to a spaceship.
The same goes for the teacher's basic instruction in frog anatomy, which includes lessons on when the heart of the notice is still beating. Elliot blends in with E.T. to keep the heart pulsing. This is one of the hallmarks of the E.T. What makes your heart beat? Love and affection is what keeps you alive. In E.T., this life force shines. The character symbolized by a dangling key is the main vehicle through which the film explores sophisticated symbols to represent the U.S. government. In the face of the state abuse and rights violations, the brave E.T. steps ahead, designing and building his own machine by carefully using his wealth of the friends and the knowledge of electronic engineering. Their technology would reach its complex around Halloween, making E.T. one of the Steven Berger's most earthy and individualistic films, and his most American. The film is not only a poetry of American culture, friendship, and love, but also an exploration of the gap between government, medical treatment, surveillance, and the correlation of individual rights. The story of E.T. unfolds at its own pace rather than in rush of quick cuts and visual effects. The confrontation between the total intrusion of the states into individuals' lives and the power of shared value leads to the most intense part of the film, where there is a kind of conflict and or confrontation involving in the relationship between the government or a powerful entity and the individual. Where the state is deeply involved, people's personal lives, which may infringe on the privacy or freedom. It's all about how the government can help, a question that needs to be answered to resolve this dilemma. Yet, the film completely dismisses the government's role in this miracle. Another highlight of the film is that the government is not portrayed as an absolute villain because they do not act entirely according to their own powers and beliefs. Contrary to what happened here, remember Alien, we are aware of what countries to do and to do with unwanted foreigners. From the perspective of E.T., however, it's a forgivable mistake as it focuses on the love and hope between two young men. In this film, children also constantly challenge this authority and resolutely protecting E.T. from the government authorities who try to take away it and view it as a threat. However, the children resist and showed strong encouragement to protect their friends. Finally, they regain their authority through this action. Hence, the pilot of this film is an insightful exploration of how children seek to regain their authority in the face of external authority. My last claim is the power of emotional connection and human connection. The film underlines the power of empathy and solidarity, which is manifested in the cooperation between children and E.T., and unlimitedly between government authorities and children. Eventually, the cooperation between government authorities and children to protect E.T. demonstrates how emotional connections and relationships can help overcome the loss of authority and solve complex problems. Through the same highlighting light and love, these films express the power of deep affection, interpersonal relationship in a gentle way. For example, characters in the film express love through words and actions. The Elliot's family members are moved and inspired, suggesting the importance of friendship and family. These subjects are also presented through a variety of memorable scenes, such as a lively waltz, a mother's reading, and friendship as the sun sets, which clarifies the power of light and love and how they influence the development of characters and stories. In conclusion, Steven Spielberg's E.T. is a brilliant example of how a director can transform a trauma of lost authority into a narrative about resilience, empowerment, and healing. Using unique narrative techniques, Spielberg portrays E.T. as a symbol of hope, guiding the young character to overcome their struggles and unlimitedly rebuild their sense of authority. This theme recurs throughout this film, captivating audience because it touches on a universal human experience. E.T. shows us what it means to be kind and loving, which is delivered through Spielberg's skills, with wonder, humanity, and courage. With carefully designed lighting music and multiple repeated elements, the film tells a complete story cycle that is profound and touching. Through the character's genuine and open relationship with E.T., the film also emphasizes the importance of emotional growth, serving as a reminder that is in critical moments, everyone can sum up to be the best within, whether a child or an adult. Thank you for watching.